The Narc is angry that you won't take responsibility for their life, but also resentful when you try. So this is a no-win. You're not getting out of this one, they say. And you say, what are you talking about? What is this one? What am I not getting out of? Oh, you know. They're just playing on your insecurities, your doubts. And they always present you with these insolvable situations. Like, you have to somehow take responsibility for my life and I'll get pissed if you don't, but then I also will resent you if you try to take responsibility, and I won't let you because I'm a control freak. And there's no way I'm going to let you try to fix my life. So it just leaves you with this impossible to solve situation. And this impossible to solve situation is somehow your fault, not theirs. You have to figure out how to make sense of something that doesn't make any sense. And this is, creating cognitive dissonance for you, and this is leading you back into the addiction and the memory of the trauma and all of this kind of thing. If we were to artificially step out of this and just look at it from above, from a purely semantic viewpoint, you could say that there's a contradiction in what the Narc is asking or demanding of you, or they're asking you to resolve the contradiction in some way and making you feel like it's your duty to resolve it. But the simple truth of the matter is that the mind, even when it isn't contradicting itself, even when it's perfectly consistent, can often appear contradictory. Because being perfectly consistent isn't possible. I mean, you act one way at work. You act one way when you're hanging out with your friends. You act one way when you're with your significant other, So we're not perfectly consistent creatures, and we don't need to be, but the Narc is somehow demanding this perfect consistency and this perfection from everyone around him or her or whatever. They demand all of this perfect consistency from everyone around them, but they don't even have the most remote basic consistency within themselves. So this is another layer of their projection. Rather than dealing with their own inconsistency, they just say, no, you're the inconsistent one. This is your cognitive dissonance, not mine. You have to figure out how to resolve this situation, but also I won't let you resolve it at the same time. I just want to keep you stuck in this sort of no-win scenario. And it's just a waste. It's just a way to waste your time and discourage you and, make you feel depressed and keep you stuck in the past. You just can't help, you can't help them. They won't help themselves, so you can't help them. Just keep reminding yourself that if this person is demanding my help, then they must be the one who needs me, not the other way around. So they have no right to deny me the right to feel competent, or like I'm doing the right thing, or like I'm in control of my own life. They can't say that you're incompetent and also ask you to solve their problems at the same time. That's too many different, what the fuck inconsistencies to even hold in your own mind at once. So, as far as a cognitive dissonance, and this sort of no-win scenario that they're presenting you with, there is no solution, and they wouldn't want it even if they had it, because the whole point is they're trying to keep you in the cognitive dissonance, so you can't get out of it, so that you're perpetually sort of under their control. So best thing to do is just sort of detach from the whole thing, and I came up with this concept last night of just basically staying between the ceiling and the floor emotionally at all times. In other words, you don't go all the way up to the ceiling, you don't go all the way down to the floor, you don't get super excited or super angry or super insane, but then you also don't get, well, you can get super positive, but don't get super intense. Don't go all the way up to the ceiling, and then also don't get super down low. Just kind of maintain that balance emotionally. And this is the opposite of what the Narc wants you to do, of course, but everything that the Narc wants you to do, you should definitely do the opposite of it if you want to survive. Because all they're trying to do is confuse you. It's all about confusing you and tricking you, and the reason that they do it and that they think they can get away with it is because they have a low opinion of you. So why do you want to associate with somebody that doesn't respect you in the first place, Anyway, that's some thoughts on narcissistically induced cognitive dissonance.